In this video we are going to make this simple quote calculator that we have available in Convert Calculator, and we'll make it available in Convert Site as well. Pretty simple. Option question to select a garment, a quantity, a print locations, colors on your print, price per shirt, total price. So it basically covers a couple of the important concepts within our platform. Eventually we'll also add a CTA for receiving the actual quote, and also with this the show height logic. So let's get started. Create the site. The first thing we'll do is we'll add a box, because this is going to be an embed, and an embed has a limited width. So we'll add a box component. You find it here in the top left, but you can also filter on a box. We'll go to the style tab. We give it a max width of 800 pixels. Max width of 800 pixels at margin left and right, margin right. We'll do this to center the container fixed. Alright, so now we have our box centered, and here we see a header. So let's add the header, screen printing, instant price. Let's go to heading component, go to the properties, screen printing, duplicate, instant price. So we see this is not centered, so we can go to style tab, and what will happen here is we'll add quick styles for centering and for changing the font weight. But for now we need to do justify content, center. So now we have the screen printing instant price in a box. So let's now add the additional box where this content is going to live. We see a 2-column layout, so we'll also create a 2-column layout. But I also want to have some space between the header and this content box, which is done by margin. So we'll set the margin top right, bottom left. We'll add 32 pixels to the top, and now you see it's got a little bit of space. Now we go ahead and add the columns element. Columns element is basically a box with various ways to make adding columns easier and also updating the distribution. So in columns it's easy, you can just select the number of columns. In this case we need 2, and for the distribution we probably want to have 4-3, which is 4 equal parts and 3 equal parts. And we'll increase the gap as well. So now it kind of looks similar. Okay, so in this box we'll add, or in this column we'll add another box. Isn't necessary, but it's just good practice. And I'll update the label to questions. And now let's add the first question, so the garment selection. So this is an option question. It's a select input multiple choice. Option 1, 2, 3, and what we'll do is we'll not take these specific inputs, but we'll go to properties again. We see the properties panel. We'll do t-shirt, crew neck, and we'll do hoodie. So these have a label and a value, and this is also what we can later on use in our formulas. Right now it doesn't really look like the example, but we have a couple of easy presets. We need to show images, and then we can upload the images here in the image tab. So shirt, for crew we'll do crew. For hoodie we'll select hoodie. Still doesn't look right, but oh, this is the wrong hoodie. We'll do Hoodie. It's also spelled differently, so let's spell it differently as well. Hoodie. Still doesn't look right, but here in the style tab we have some easy quick sets where we just with a couple of clicks change this to a 3-column layout, change the orientation. This in this case doesn't really do anything. We can update the aspect ratio pretty easily, but let's keep it at 1:1. So very easy. Update the gap a little bit. Let's do a gap of 16 pixels to space them out a little bit more, and there we go. We have the first question. If we go back to properties, we see here in references we have a reference for the value. So let's update this to garment, because this is what the question is actually called. And later on we can use this reference in formula elements. But let's go ahead and update some additional or add some additional questions. So, but first, indeed, let's select the label and choose your garment. So each question that is added in a wrapper box with a label and the question type itself. So if we go ahead and add the second question for quantity, we'll need a number input. You can also use a slider, but in this case we'll use a number input. Let's update the label first. Choose your quantity. Here in the inspector window we again have a couple of presets. Placeholder, enter a number, text before, text after. We don't basically need all these settings at the moment, but we do want a default value, and we want to set that default value to 20 and update the reference to quantity. All right. For now, let's just leave it at these two questions and go ahead with the results, the formula. So we'll add a box again. This is the results. Let's go to style, give it a little bit of a background color. We have a couple of preset templates, but we'll choose gray 50, add a border as well. Gray 100, and let's set a border radius at 8. Now it looks kind of similar to this one, and we also need to add a little bit of padding so that the content of the box is not all the way up to the border. Let's add again a columns element, do a distribution of 2, 3, or make it 3, 4, and now we can go ahead and do a formula, because we want to display the formula for the price per shirt and the total price. So here we go ahead and add the price per shirt, and for this we'll just input the reference for garment. So in this case nothing is selected. 1, 2, 3. Obviously this is not the exact price, but let's change this maybe to 5, 10, 12. If I do a selection here, then we have 5, 10, 12. We do want decimals here, and we want to add a $sign as well. No text after. Does this look good? Let's update the style property a little bit. Let's make it a little bigger. So we need to select the formula, select font size. Again, we'll add some quick styles here so you can easily update this yourself. 24, yeah, this looks good. So now let's duplicate this component and drag that into the second column for the total price. Total price, which is garment times quantity. So 5 times 20 is 100. Let's update this a little bit as well, make it a bit bigger, and also give it a different color. Select the color variable. We'll select brand 500. And let's also make it a bit bolder, which is width, font width. Normally it's set to regular, but let's set it to bold or semi-bold in this case. All right, this is a very simple implementation where you add some questions, you add a formula, and yeah, basically works. One other thing we can show in this intro video is that we have some brand styles. So for instance, now the blue is set as the default brand style, but if your brand style is red, we can go into the style tab, update the brand styles, click here, either enter your brand code or just select the color, update the color spectrum, and now this automatically gets changed to red because we connected these colors to the brand style. Same goes, for instance, for font families and for the heading and the text. If I want to have a different heading on my headers or a different font on my headers, I, for instance, select which is a different font, update font family, and this gets updated instantly. So yeah, this is it for the intro. In the follow-up videos, we'll add a little bit more logic, and we'll also add the CTA.